1 minute.
Almost. There's a bit of a delay, so we're just going to start a little sooner.
Okay.
But now it's the Not Quite Humanoid Typhoon live on this lovely
Live.
Thursday evening with the wonderful, glorious, and beautiful RN of my dreams, Kimberly Maurer. Say hello
I'm
to
actually
everyone. Kimberly.
LPN.
Oh,
LPN.
and LPN, I apologize. I have the wrong nursing designation. I
It's
have
okay.
sinned greatly.
You have not. It's okay. It's okay. No offense.
I mean, that actually brings up something I wanted to touch on, right? Is would you mind helping everyone understand the difference between an LPN or an NP or an RN?
It's scope of practice. It's scope of practice and the length of education that you have. So LPNs vary from RNs based on what we can do. So RNs can do more with orders and IV medications, IV push meds, things like that, where the LPN can't do that part. So, but I think that we're all nurses and we're all here for the same reason. So, we talk about that hierarchy, that betrayal of the hierarchy, and there's always that competition. I'm just so over the competition. That's why when Dina and I started our podcast, we called it the hierarchy betrayal, because there's always that hierarchy, and I'm better than you because I have this behind my name, and I'm better than you because I have this behind my name. Well, it's not about the titles behind your name. It's not about the title at all. It's about
Yeah.
you as a human being and how do you show up? How do you show up for the people in the bed? So, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
exactly. The most important detail is that you're all saving lives and helping people, and um, with the exception of the literal angel of mercy types.
Right, right. Yeah,
But we're not going to talk about
yeah.
serial killers, I don't think, are we?
No, God, no. Oh my God, no, no. Delete. No. Not tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Not tonight.
But well, I mean, yeah. I guess. Well, as I was saying before we started, was I was kind of like trying to make a bit of light humor at the Anubis concept. But we could look at it in a more serious sense that Anubis would weigh our souls when we die against our grief, right? And then our guilt would determine whether it was heavier than that of a feather. And those who are heavier than a feather got more the punishment afterlife, and those that weren't got the more reward.
Mhm.
By today's standards, how would you feel healthcare would weigh on that scale?
Mm, God. Yeah. Well, as we were talking earlier, it's so much more about the money and the metrics and the data, and not about what's actually happening, in the halls of the hospitals and the halls of the clinics and of the facilities. That God, people are just tired. People are exhausted, and they just don't find that they have the support that they should have. So healthcare right now, in my mind and in a lot of others, it's broken. It's broken. It's become so much of a business, but it's not really focusing on the people or the reason why we're there. And nurses are just tired and they're leaving. And that's the scary part. Eventually we're all going to end up in a bed. We are. It's just
Hmm.
inevitable. We're going to end up in a bed and we're going to need a nurse beside it. But a bed without a nurse beside it is just a piece of furniture. So you have to look at it that way. And there's so many things that can be done to make healthcare better, but it has to be focused on the people. And it's gotten so far away from the people and more focused on the ROI and how much money can we make off of this and what's the quick turnaround. And anybody that's gone and had to go to the ER for anything, you wait and you wait and you wait. My mother's just went through this again for the multiple time. And, you always hear, oh, we don't have any beds. We're waiting on a bed. We're waiting on a bed. Bullshit. You're waiting on a nurse, and there's no nurses. So patients wait in the rooms, they wait in the lobby, they wait in the hallways on cots because there's no nurse to allow them to come up to the floors. And the hours are long. I mean, my mom has spent up to 8 hours laying on a cot in the hallway. and she's been sent in there for shortness of breath or chest pain or something. And here she is laying on a cot in the hallway because she can't go up to the floor because there's no staff. But the staff
Hmm.
are leaving. Those nurses that used to always pick up overtime and would stay and would pick up and would come in extra. And, it wasn't so much about helping the system. It was being there for the people that they worked beside. They didn't want to see anybody drowning because we've all experienced it. But those people, they're done. They're not doing that anymore. You don't have people that pick up overtime all the time unless they're desperate for it. Because people are just tired. They're tired of the way things are. They're tired that nothing's changing. And we talk about it all the time, that raising your hand and bringing up concerns and talking about things that are really, really pragmatic are just not being addressed. It's like they just kind of shove all that shit under the rug and pretend it's not happening. But it is happening. And that affects the care that the caregivers give because they're burnt out. They're just done, tired of being resilient. They're tired of trying to survive in an environment that's no longer thriving. It used to be, I mean, I've been in healthcare 36 years, and it used to be a thriving, good place. And, I felt that we all worked together and we all protected one another and we stood by one another. And now you just don't have that anymore. People are clocking in, but they're not even fully checked in. They're still trying to recover from yesterday and all the trauma and
Yeah.
everything that they went through yesterday of being short staffed and never getting a break and just being tapped out. I mean, people are just tapping out, honestly.
Oh, Kimberly,
People are
tell me how
just
you
tapping
really
out.
feel.
I am. I'm not going to fucking be shy about nothing. You know me. God,
Oh,
we talk
I
about
mean,
this all
I
the
feel the
time. And
burnout.
it's not just me,
Absolutely.
it's everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody
I
feels it.
think every industry right now is hitting some major burnout issues.
Yeah.
Um, and you're really hitting on like a hard point that the human cost of that burnout is massive. I just I remember growing up, it was always a problem of there was never enough beds, not enough room. And then they went and built more hospitals. But as you point out, we don't have enough people to staff it. So what was the point of building more room if we don't have anyone to take care of it?
Right. Right.
But the population's not going to stop growing. So we still need to figure, there's got to be an answer. Do you think there's a health tech response, or should we be pestering the politicians to get off their ass a little better than they do?
I think it definitely comes from the top. It definitely comes from the
Mm,
top down. But when we stop focusing just on the money and the ROI, I mean, we all get it. Healthcare is a business. We understand that. But when you're focused so much on the money part, and CEOs are making tons and tons of money. And you've seen all the nursing strikes. I mean, look at all the strikes this year alone. I think there's been three at least. I know of New York, Massachusetts, and there was another one somewhere. Um, and they just want rights. They want
mm,
fair pay. They want, staffing. They want to be able to take their breaks. They want to have better health coverage. They want to be able to feel that they are cared for. And as we talked before, if you're not caring for those that are giving care, then that is a ripple effect. That eventually trickles down to the patients and the care that the patients are receiving. So we have to change that. We have to
yeah.
focus on the people that are giving the care. And for whatever reason, Kenneth, the systems have stopped doing that. They've stopped doing that. And
Well, I
nurses
think
are
part of the problem,
leaving.
like, I don't know, if we think of a long-term con, it's like, sure, we could think of short-term band-aids. I'm just thinking on a long-term thought. If we gave them back the respect and dignity of a proper career path, right? Instead of allowing capitalism to steal everyone away for that future massive paycheck, we give the future nurses a reason to think that nursing is a viable career path again. So, like you said, like give them an actual life to live, not just having to work all the time.
Right. Right.
So,
And you have to feel
maybe
like you
we'll get more
matter.
nurses if we have nurses feeling like there's a future in it.
Yeah. And when you let nurses know that they matter and you make them feel like they matter and they have a voice, you know,
Mm.
I've said it so many times that if you see something, say something. That's been ingrained into us everywhere. I mean, you see it in bathrooms, you see it in airports, you see it in restaurants, all of those kinds of places. But they don't want you raising their hand. They don't want to hear what you have to say. And it
Well,
just keeps
it actually does
the
bring up a
same.
great question brought up by my next week's guest. She's already here to say hello. But
Okay.
Joanne is just wondering, she says, what is the one tip you would give us to help a nurse help us help a patient as a patient to help the nurses?
One tip, just be kind. Just be kind and give people grace. Give people grace because, it may be a few hours before you see a nurse, but think about it. She's probably got 5 or 6 other patients and she's trying to catch up on everybody and take care of everybody. And the handoff isn't always great. You don't always get a good handoff from the nurse that took care of the patient before. Maybe there was a problem and it was never addressed. And now she's trying to handle that and put out that fire before she can move down the hall. So I say just give nurses grace, give your doctors grace, especially a patient in the hospital. And I've been a patient many times in the hospital. And I always just, because I am a nurse and because I've been doing this for so long, I knew what they were going through. I knew that if they didn't answer my call right away, I knew they would come. I just knew it may be a minute and just be kind. I think that
Yeah.
everybody wants stuff like this and it just doesn't work that way. I mean, trust me, we would love for everybody to be taken care of fully and everybody to be happy and everybody to feel like they got good care. We're not there because we don't care. We're there because we love what we do and we're trying to do the best that we can with what we have. But we're always expected to do more with less. And that's where I talk about the staffing ratios. We're never staffed enough. We just keep getting loaded and loaded with more patients and more work, but not enough people to take care of the patients and to divvy up
Yeah.
that work to where you can actually go to work and have a good day and to feel when you left that you did good. It was a good day. I mean, I remember leaving work and thinking, you know what? Today was a really good day. Everybody worked together. There was no issues. Everybody lived. I mean, that's always the biggest thing. Make sure everybody lived. And that
Well, you say
way,
you had a long career, but you don't look a day over 30. So how long of a
oh,
career
shut
really
up.
was it?
You're so full of shit right now. I'll take it, but you're so full of shit.
Well, my eyes are blue, so I'm not that full of shit.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you that.
No, but I like just for the sake of asking, how long have you been in nursing?
So I've been in healthcare 36 years. I've been a nurse almost 30.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I started
fantastic.
out.
Now that so you've gotten like achievement awards for lifetime achievements, right?
Oh, of course, of course. And, I started out as a CNA when I was 17, and the director of nursing was so amazing. And she took me under her wing. And I think that's what we need to do with the next generation coming in. You really need to take the time to mentor the new generation because they're watching and they're learning. And a lot of them are thinking, oh, I am not doing this. I am not cut out for this. And the next generation as well, they're so much more vocal than what we were. And with social media, there is all of those avenues for venting, for letting it out, for sharing the stories, for hiding, for bringing out what's hiding behind the curtain. And I think it's got a lot of people scared too in the system. They're like, whoa, someone's talking about it now.
You started when you were about 17. So what inspired that?
To be a nurse,
Yeah.
I just love taking care of people. I've always loved taking care of people. I was raised, around my grandparents, and I was actually my grandfather's hospice nurse. And I just have always just loved taking care of people. I just love people in general. And I just wanted to make a difference. That was the biggest thing. I just wanted to make a difference. If I could make somebody's stay better, if I could make someone's care better, to make them feel seen, to feel that somebody listened to them. And a lot of times, because I started out in long-term care, those patients, those people in the bed there, they a lot of times don't have any family that comes and visits. They don't have anybody that's there to support them. So we are their family. We become their family. And got so, so close with so many people at that young age, and it just fueled what I wanted to do the rest of my life. I
So
just
what
knew that
so
I
what I'm
wanted to.
hearing is that your halo and wings are not just a costume.
My goodness, I do not have those. I do not have those. But if I did, I would definitely put my focus on the new grads, on the new ones that are coming in. They're scared shitless. You know, they don't know what they got themselves into because a lot of times they don't get that support. They don't have that older nurse that takes them under their wing because everybody's so tired, everybody's so exhausted. And I know that so many times we felt like, oh God, I can't train somebody today. So when you
Mm.
have people that feel that way the majority of the time because they are spread so thin that it definitely has that ripple effect. And people stop asking for help and then they assume to do things and then things go bad. And then they feel horrible. And a lot of times they don't come back because they're so devastated by an incident or something that happened or that they've been put into some performance plan because of their whatever they've done because they didn't feel it was safe enough to raise their hand. They didn't feel like they could ask a question without being shamed. And you know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. And I say this all the time. I may know something that you don't know. You may know something that I don't know. How about we talk about it? How about we just have that emotional intelligence that where we can all have a conversation and you educate me, I educate you, and we grow. We all want to grow. We want it to be better. We want to have good days. We want to give good care. We're not there because we don't care. And I think so many people feel that, oh, nurses just don't care. I just don't feel like they just didn't care. I never saw them. They never came in my room. Okay. But when they did come in your room and you saw them, how was that experience? And when you ask people
It
that,
feels
they're
like
like,
everyone
oh,
spends so much time complaining about their waitress that they forgot that the nurse is having the same problem of understaffing, underappreciation, and no one having ever done the job can't seem to understand the pressure you're under.
yeah, yeah, and we're multitasking all the time, and we're creating workarounds because we may not have equipment, so we're making shit up or trying to figure out how to make it work with less. So, you know, it's just a vicious circle. But again, it has to come from all of us because what we're not changing, we're choosing. And if it's not named, you can't defend it. You can't say this and you can't say that if you're not going to name it, if you're not going to raise your hand and say, look, this isn't right, I'm not going to do this anymore, something has to change. And we have to stop accepting the norm. It's not normal anymore. It's not. The way that the care is, the way the access to care is, the cost of everything, everything being based on money rather than why we're there in the first place, that has to change. And I think until that does, we're going to keep seeing the same broken system over and over again. But people have to feel safe. And I just feel from all of the posts, all of the conversations that I've been in over the last year, especially, it's the same thing. People don't
Mhm.
feel safe enough to speak up. They don't feel that they can speak their mind, that they can say that there's a problem without being labeled, without being tagged a disruptor, without being bashed for bringing something up. And now you've freaking rattled the beehive, you know, now you've stirred the hornet's nest, however you want to say it, because then
Kick
that
that
comes
anthill.
from. Yeah, right? So
Yeah.
it's,
Maybe we have to go back to the 1940s, hire you some union protection from the mob.
right? The mafia.
Bring back
You
mob
know, that's why I wrote
protection
my book. That's
for
why my
the
book has the
nurses
name that it
union.
does. The healthcare mafia. Because healthcare is like being in the mafia. It's once you're in, you don't get out, you know? And
At least anyone
God.
they injured in the defense of a nurse would get pretty quick health care.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm not
Uh,
advocating for violence. I'm just making it fun.
I know. I know. Go through some of the comments. I know some people had some questions, kind of.
Yes, there was. I think. Wow, I have to
Hello,
scroll up a bit.
everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being
Singing
here
your
tonight.
praises as well deserved they are.
Oh. I love all of you guys. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I know it's late. It's 10 o'clock, 10:20 my time. So here you said when it was 8 p.m. or something. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do 8 p.m. I didn't realize it was 8 p.m. MST. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. First I thought it
Yeah,
was
you
9.
forgot that
And
I'm
then I
on
found
the
out
other
it was
side of the
10.
world.
I'm like, oh Lord.
That's the problem with North America being so large. We have too many time zones.
It is so hard to keep up. Like with Dina being in the
It,
UK, she's like 5 hours ahead of me. So when we do the podcast at 11, she's in the afternoon already. So it's yeah. Go ahead, go through those.
you're getting a lot of praise in the comments. I can give you that. It's hard to find a
Oh,
question
thank
at this
you,
point because everybody
everybody.
just is in love with you as I am. For
Oh,
example,
I
Dawn is
appreciate
saying that
that. And I
Kimberly is
love,
nothing but amazing at whatever she puts her mind to, and the kind nurse you would want to have for your family. Which, Dawn,
oh,
that is a lovely sentiment.
oh, I love Dawn. Dawn is where I'm at right now. She's also a nurse. I said, you know what? I should drag your ass in here. We can sit and do this podcast with Kenneth.
It's not too late
She's
if
a
she's just down the
fantastic.
hall.
Yeah, no, she is. She's just outside there in the hallway. But no, she's been a nurse a really long, long time, and we worked together in labor and delivery. So I was in labor and delivery for over 20 years, and we worked at a hospital here in Michigan, and became friends, and we've been friends, God, almost 30 years now. So it's those friendships that you walk away from, that you take with you forever. And I will say that working in that hospital with those women is something I will cherish forever. So many good friendships. We always had each other's back. We always supported one another. We knew each other's kids' names and our pets' names and our husbands' names. And heck, there was a lot of times that a lot of us would go out as couples, go out together and the holidays and the parades and dinner and celebrating this or celebrating that. I just don't hear that anymore. I don't hear that teams are really doing that anymore. I don't hear or see that bonding anymore. It's
Well,
like
they don't have the
everybody is,
downtime.
well,
I mean, if you're
it's
always
not
turned
even
on,
that.
when can you really?
Yeah, it's not even that though. It's like we're not taking the time to get to know one another. We're not taking the time to really build those relationships because you do spend so much time with each other. You're with each other 12, 13 hours a day. That's your work family. It just is. That's your sisters, your brothers. I always say, look to your left, look to your right. Those are your people. Those are your people. And
Protect the tribe.
this community here, I will have to say, with everybody that's here tonight that was in Max and with Michael, and Michael was new to me. So, hi, Michael. And Cassidy's, and just Shelby, and Haley, and Dylan, and Jordan, and Anna. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. I've just met all of you guys recently, and I am addicted. It's like I live alone at home, so it's just me, and I lost my dog a couple of years ago, so it's just me. So, in finding the community that I have found with all of you guys, it's been wonderful for me because I have this new community. I have these new friends, and putting names to faces with watching the different guests and seeing Kathy and you and Bradley and Josh. And Josh is fucking hilarious. Oh my god, I'm sorry, Max. Josh is hilarious. He
Yeah,
just
Max wishes he was as funny as Josh.
and bald is sexy. I don't care who you are, bald is sexy.
Yeah, I just got a big forehead. I don't like bald.
Oh god, Max is probably gonna shave his head now.
Yeah. Well, he might
Oh
actually
my
look
goodness.
better if you put a little
No, but
effort into his
everybody
hair
has
care.
been so wonderful. Yeah, yeah,
But I would say the
exactly,
community
exactly.
is only as good as the people who decide to join it, and you've definitely raised the bar on quality.
Oh, I appreciate that. I just show up like everybody else does, and I get in the comments, and I find that we talk so much more in the comments than I pay attention to who's on the podcast. I'll catch some of it, but it's more like this continued conversation that just goes on, and we're saying hi to each other. And I asked Anna tonight because she's in the future, since she's ahead of us. She's already in Friday. I wanted to know what the lottery numbers were, so.
I know she gets to watch the sunrise while the rest of us are still figuring out our nighttime clothes.
I know, right? Right? But no, this community
But
has been
Leilani
something
brings up
else.
a lovely little sentiment that being a great nurse is a tightrope between empathetic and sympathetic, as well as logical.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, you have to know when to give sympathy. You have to know when to be empathetic in regards to a situation. And it is tough. It is tough because we deal with so much stuff all the time. You know, when I worked in labor and delivery, everyone was like, "Oh, it must be you get to hold babies all day, and it's such an exciting and perfect spot." But it's not always great. There was lots of times where we would have people come in and baby would be gone, and trying to explain that loss to the mom, and we experienced that loss right alongside them, especially if it's someone that's been coming in, monthly and weekly for NSTs or whatnot, and all of a sudden they come in for a check and we can't find heart tones. I actually wrote an article about that, and that is, I can still see her face and her mom and her grandma, and um, it's just things like that that you carry with you forever. And no matter the specialty that you're in, there's always going to be that one, maybe two, things that you carry forever. God, I can't believe I'm getting teary, but that was a lot for me. And there was many instances where something just so traumatic happened on the job that you take home with you. We talk about the suitcases and the trauma that we carry, the experiences as putting it into suitcases. And you put it in a suitcase, you carry it home with you, you put it in the closet, and you grab another one, you take it with you the next day. You fill it up with all of the trauma, everything that's happened that day, and you bring it home again. That's what I always talk about, the weight of what nurses carry, because we're always carrying so much of that. And patients don't see that. Patients don't know that we just came into their room after we just coded somebody that didn't make it. And we put a mask on and we come into the next room and we're all happy, da 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 da. And there's never that time for debriefing. There's never that time for just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes to just accept what happened. And I know I have to move on. I know there's
Yeah.
another patient waiting. I get it. But I just need 5 minutes. And so many times we're not given that 5 minutes because there isn't 5 minutes to give you. I
Yeah.
wish that could change. I wish that the leadership would be more understanding, especially in specialized units, oncology, burn units, the ER, those units where it's life and death all of the time, but there's no time to set it down for a minute before you have to move on, before you have to put
Do
another
you mind
mask
if I
on.
speak to that for a second, Kimberly?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
Like,
sorry. I get to talking, and you
oh
know
no,
me,
no,
just shut me
absolutely.
up.
Like, I'd actually like your take on maybe opening that box a little bit more, right? It's if you don't get to take the time to cry and you don't get the time to cope with your feelings or face what you have to face to be able to get on with your day, are we going to be seeing waves of nursing staff, or is it already happening where it's a lot like soldiers of duty that spend too much time in combat? Are we talking about a massive wave of PTSD suffering nurses that we
We
might
already
have
do.
a major healthcare crisis in the sense that they're all gonna need healthcare and there's nobody left to take care of them?
We already do. We already do. The mental health crisis in healthcare is huge. And we do have PTSD because we do deal with trauma all the time. We do deal with tough environments and again, not being able to use the restroom, more than once in a day, or being able to actually get a lunch break and take that time to eat. because you're just pulled in so many directions, and these goddamn EMRs and all of these check boxes, so many clicks, so many clicks. You're so focused on the computer and clicking all these boxes that you don't have the time to be face to face with your patient. You don't have that time to give them your ear, to sit with them and listen, because you're having to click boxes. And they're
Mm.
talking with AI, coming into healthcare. And I just did a big podcast probably about 3 weeks ago, and we were talking about can AI fix a toxic culture? No, no. The culture is already broken long before you bring in AI. AI, if it can take away some of the taxing and some of the click boxes and some of that documentation load, if it can take some of that load off, high five. But if you're just
Yeah.
going to take that 20 minutes that we now have free time because you have did that and give us something else, what good does it do? How does it help? Explain that to
Yeah.
me. How
I
does
mean, I
that
was at a
help?
tech conference earlier this year where there was professional doctors claiming that they're working with AI so they can unemploy doctors.
What?
It's like they didn't at all talk about trying to help the nurses. It was just let's get diagnostic bots out there so the doctors don't have to work at all.
It's always going to be a human profession.
Yeah.
Healthcare is
It has to
humans.
be, right?
It has to be. It makes me think about going out to dinner with the girls tonight. We walk in, and this is a restaurant that I've always loved to come to when I'm home. And first thing we see is a robot busser. There's a robot driving around with the trays and bussing. He damn near killed us. Me and Dawn went to the bathroom and came back out. It come flying around the corner. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Almost got taken out by a robot busser. How well is this planned? So they are definitely, I mean, it's coming. And so the first thought that came to our minds was, well, that just took somebody's job. That little robot took somebody's job. You used to have people that were bussing tables. Now the robot's doing it. So I know people are so afraid of robots or AI taking away from nursing roles, and it has taken some as far as utilization management and a lot of those roles in that regard, which is very sad because that was huge for a lot of people, and a lot of people were able to do that remotely. So now with AI and that tech that takes over that, are they saving money? Maybe, but to depend 100% on tech rather than the clinical experience, the gut of a nurse, we can look at you. I find myself doing it all the time. I'll be out somewhere and I'll look at I'm doing a head to toe assessment on everybody. I just do. I look at your skin color. I look at the color of your eyes. I look at, are you asymmetrical? Do you have a lump? Do you have a limp? How's your skin look? We're constantly doing that. AI can't do that. It doesn't have that gut feeling. It doesn't have that knowledge,
It's exceptionally bad at it with people of color because there's not enough points of reference for it to work with.
right? Right. So it's a scary thought. It really, really is to think about where AI is going in healthcare. And I think it comes back to the trying to save money or trying to make more money. And there's a big to do right now in uh, the system as far as billable hours. So we can't bill for nursing billable hours. Can't bill for the nurse. You can bill for the IV pump, the bed, the TV, da 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 da. And now AI, if you've used AI at all in a patient's care, now that's going to be billable. That's a billable model now. But the nursing has
We
never
can
been a
bill
billable model.
the flawed system of artificial intelligence, but we can't bill for the hours the nurse has to take doing all that labor.
Yep, yep.
That
Make that make
is
sense.
that why nurses aren't getting paid enough because they're not even getting a proper timesheet?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's some bullshit.
It is some bullshit. Trust me, it's some bullshit. But
I
like I said, everybody has the opportunity to change, to make it better. You show up every day, you do the best you can with what you can, but you have to come together as a team. You have to support one another. You have to have each other's backs because it's not one for all for one. It's everybody.
yeah
Everybody as a collective, as a community. That's your family. You take care of each other. And the new ones coming in, the ones that are bright eyed and bushy tailed and got their new stethoscopes and their, their fresh scrubs, their new shoes, they're all excited and, they want to take care of their first patient. But if they're getting shamed or they're getting chastised for a mistake or for not knowing something, you've already shut them down. You've made them lose their confidence. You've made them lose their spark. And then you've made them question, God, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? Do I feel safe here? I don't know that I chose the right profession. And then you have those who get into nursing because they think, oh, it's a great paycheck. I'll always have a job. They're always going to need nurses. But you can't get into nursing if that's your mentality. You have to have heart. If you don't have heart and you don't love people and you don't truly want to take care of people, you are a problem. You are dangerous and you need to exit the building immediately. I can
so
say that.
all the nurses that wish they could maintain the sparkle like you do, because let's be fair, you glimmer, so that your
No.
sparkle still shines no matter what you've been through. What would be your advice for the up and comers that are trying to achieve that 30 long year career to get just as many accolades and just as much knowledge and awesomeness that you have?
I was always curious. I wanted to know things. I wanted to learn things. And there's a lot of nurses that love to teach. They want to show you. I would much rather you ask me a question and know how to do it properly than to pretend that you do know and make a mistake. So I just encourage the new girls, the new men that are coming in, because a lot of men are going into nursing as well. Just ask questions, be curious. If someone shoots you down, go to somebody else. Just keep learning, keep raising your hand and don't be afraid to. That's just keep learning, be curious all the time. Ask questions and don't be afraid. I know that it is scary. It is scary when you're new on a unit. I remember when I first started. I was terrified. I was terrified. You have all the
I
charting
don't
and you
believe
have
that
all
for a
of that
second.
to learn.
I don't believe for a second you even understand what fear is.
Oh my God,
You look
yes.
like the kind of person who just faces down the barrel and be like, "Fuck you, I'm taking care of this."
Yeah, I have looked down a barrel of a gun before, so yeah, I can say fuck you for that. But that's a whole nother podcast about domestic violence. But anyway, uh,
Ray Hurt, she's coming back in the future, so we're going to be talking about guns in her face.
yeah. Um, but I think we have to stop hoarding the knowledge and the information because again, we're eventually all going to end up in a bed. So take care of your
Yep.
people. Teach your people, take them under your wing, let them know that they don't have to be afraid and they can ask questions. I would much rather, like I said, have you ask me something. And if I don't know, I'll go find you the answer because I don't know everything either. We're always learning, there's always something new. But it is really scary when you first start. You're trying to learn the charting, you're trying to learn the personalities of all of the people around you. Who do you talk to? Who do you don't talk to? Who do you avoid? We've all done it. We've all done it. So there is so much learning to it. It just, again, just be kind, give each other grace. We're all in this together, and it's only going to get better if we stay working together and support one another.
I don't think there's going to be a dry eye in the house after that.
No, no, I mean it. I mean, I absolutely, I love what I do. I just started a new position recently, and I'm going to be the intake coordinator for home health. So my job is very vital because I'm working with the schedule. I'm working with the patients calling in, divvying the calls out, there's just a lot to it and there's so much for me to learn, but I'm really excited about learning it because it's not something that I've done before. I've been the nurse that gets sent out to the home. I've been the nurse
Yeah,
in the home taking care of the patients, but I haven't been the one that's coordinating all of that and making it happen behind the scenes. So I'm really excited about that. And I did some callbacks the other day. I did, I think, 12 of them. And I actually, one of the ladies that answered, oh, she was the cutest little old lady. Oh my God. She sounded so spry and she was so happy. She just made my whole day. She's like, I'm like, this is Kimberly, and I'm just calling to check on you and make sure that you're doing okay. She was in our care and then she was discharged. I'm like, I just wanted to call and check on you, see how you were. She's like, oh, I just celebrated my 93rd birthday. I'm like, holy shit. Of course, I say holy shit, but I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that's so exciting. I'm like, what did you do? And she's like, oh, my kids took me to dinner and we had such a good time. I'm like, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I am so glad that you had a happy birthday. So you know what it struck me. I'm like, are we sending out birthday cards to people? Maybe we should do that. We should be paying attention to when somebody's birthday is coming up and let's send them out birthday cards. What better way to, especially a lot of the older people are home alone or don't have anybody at home with them. That would be lovely for someone to have remembered their birthday. So,
I agree. That's beautiful. Um, but Joanne wants to know for early career nurses, what actions should they take to minimize the PTSD direction that the career can take?
don't be afraid
Or
to talk
is
about
it
it.
okay?
Don't be afraid to talk about it. If you're not okay, there is support. We have a lot of people that have been through things, have suffered trauma, have had a lot of the same experiences. So that's why I again tell you to find your tribe. Find the people that you can talk to, that you can confide in, that you feel safe enough to. And there's always usually someone within the system that's focusing on the mental health. There's always counselors or support. A lot of places have the EAP system set up, but just find your people and just know that it's okay to not be okay. And I mean, I'm somebody that picks up on stuff. I'm so observant and I'm so facial. And, we were talking the other night about Kathy being her bitch face and, just I'm so facial. You'll always know my resting bitch face, but whatever. But it's, you notice things. If you notice somebody who's been a high performer for so long and has been doing so great, and all of a sudden they're quiet, or all of a sudden they're calling in, check on them. Check on them. Be that one person that notices and takes them aside and says, hey, I've just noticed, I'm not being nosy. I've just noticed, you've been a little quiet lately. Is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can do to help you? Do you want to talk about it? And if they don't, they don't. But if they do, you've just given them that feeling of being witnessed. It's one thing to be seen, but it's another thing to truly be witnessed. And when you actually witness somebody and someone feels that from you, it changes the trajectory. I mean, you can change someone's whole career just by paying attention and noticing them and seeing that, and just letting them know they're not alone. So many people feel
It's
that they're
almost like
alone
we
and
have
they
to
can't.
treat other people like we want to be treated.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just be kind. Kindness is free. Happiness is contagious. It is. It is. It is.
So just so we can like, no, we're not going to downplay anything that the nurses have experienced and their careers and the PTSD or any of the suffering, but just so we can lighten the mood a little bit, give
Yeah.
everybody something a little to have that cathartic breathe. Let's
Yes.
have. Do you have? I don't know. Like we heard about your 93-year-old friend who she got to celebrate her birthday.
Yeah.
What other like massive celebratory kind of win would you say the career gave you? Something that makes everybody want to just go, "Oh, I'm so happy that happened."
Like I said, I try to make every experience with every patient a good experience. I'm that nurse that likes to come in because I'm OCD. So I like to come in and I like to get your room all cleaned up and bring you fresh linen or offer your husband a little thing to go down to the cafeteria and get something to eat because he's been here all night, or help you into the bathroom, or just always try and go above and beyond. That's just me. That's not everybody, but that's just how I am. Just because I've been that patient in the bed. I know what it feels like. And you don't want to turn your call light on. You don't want to feel like you're a bother to anybody. But if you can just do those little extra things, just even peeking in and saying, "Hey, just checking on you," that changes everything. And patients really, really love that, and they really respect that, especially those that don't have any visitors, that nobody's come to see them. They may have been there for a while. Especially we were talking about long-term care. You are their family. 9 times out of 10, you are their family. So just peek in on them. And I have to say that I make every day fun when I go to work. I do. I always did when I worked in the hospital in labor and delivery. We had a big whiteboard and it was right in the hallway. As soon as you walk down the hallway, it was behind the nurse's station. I didn't live in Florida then, so I always drew palm trees and sunshines on it and put a big smiley face on it, a smile. And I wrote on there, "No bad days." And it was just little things like that, just to change the mood a little bit. And just whenever you walk down the hall, that's the first thing you saw. So it was like, just change your mindset a little bit. So it's just little things. A lot of times it's just the little things. So.
So is there a protege Kimberly out there? Like a whole bunch of nurses who are just like, yep, Kimberly taught me everything I need to know, and they're just spreading that joy.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so because I like to think that I have trained a lot of nurses. I have taught a lot of nurses, and I I truly hope that there is some out there that feel that they learned something from me. They took a little bit of something from me, and I know also that when I like on Facebook, a lot of the friends that are on Facebook with me are people that I went to high school with, and I took care of them when they had their babies. So that's always fun when they come in and you're like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you since high school." And here you are having a baby. And that's a whole different thing because, you think about what we see now. And it's like back then, it's like, I wouldn't have wanted you to see that. It's
Well,
like,
this sounds like
I won't look. Don't worry, I won't look.
but this sounds like the perfect viral campaign that we should get everybody acting on. We'll find every nurse you ever trained, make sure that their careers were happy, wholesome, and then we'll just get them all to send you a thank you card.
Yeah, I would put
Yes.
that.
So if
But
anyone
it
knows
is really nice
anybody
when
that
I hear.
Kimberly trained, you get them to have her mail her a card. Send her some love.
Oh, I appreciate that. But it is really nice to see people in Facebook and whatnot show up. When I post something on Facebook and you were the best nurse ever and you took such good care of me and I'll never forget you and those things like that. It makes it all worth it. It makes it all worth doing and keep showing up and just being myself unapologetically. That's kind of where my business name came from, was just Unapologetically You Collective, because it takes all of us and you can just be unapologetically you. And when I say that kind of, I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Like you just go out there and be disruptive, anything like that. Just to be your authentic self and to just know that you don't have to put on armor. You don't have to wear a mask to exist. You don't have to be perfect and polished and everything has to be, it just doesn't. I like the messy, the raw, the beautiful, the real. I much rather have people be like that than to think that they have to show up other than themselves. So that's where my business name came from. Yeah.
I mean, and I love the graphic that you put behind it and everything. It is like on a marketing standpoint, the color, the approach to it, it really pops quite nicely, and I find it
Ashley
extremely
Scott.
appropriate.
Ashley Scott helped me with that. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's a plug.
Yep, she is the co-author of my book, and she's the poetry disruptor. So the book is 48 chapters long, and she wrote 10 specific poems for 10 of the chapters. And if you guys do not follow Ashley Scott yet, you really should. She has been going through some health things, so she hasn't been as active on LinkedIn, but you can find a lot of her stories. And when she does show up on LinkedIn, she puts out a series, and she just put out a whole series a couple weeks ago. And of course, I always comment on it, I always share it, repost it. But she brings in her 20 years plus of nursing into her poetry. And she's also created a poetry app. You can go into it's rhymetime.ai, or I'm sorry, dot OI, I think. I have to get that right. Rhymetime.oi, I think. Anyway, it's somewhere in my profile, I'll find it. But, so she has this app where you can go in and you can put a post in, or you can put in your writing, and it gives you options of how to turn it into poetry. It's amazing. And now she also writes music. So she's taken her poetry and now she puts it into lyrics. So now she's using her AI to, because she's like an AI programmer now, she's taught herself. She has taught herself to do so much. And you can find her on TikTok, Rising Embers. She's just amazing. And we met here on LinkedIn. Her and I met
Oh,
here, and we both were trying to find our way. I was recovering after my brain surgery and COVID and everything that I was going through, and she had a really bad epileptic seizure at work, and it took her out. And so we both were suffering and trying to find that someone. And we came across one another, and we've been do or die ever since. And ride or die, just love her. We've written 2 books now, and she's
you're
amazing.
gonna make
So
John
I
jealous. You
highly
have
recommend
another
her.
best friend, right?
Yeah, I love her. But there's so many things that have been great about this platform, other than being put in witness protection. I'm over witness protection. I'm going to tell you right now, LinkedIn. God damn it! Quit freaking comment banning me
So
from a network that
Leilani's
wants you to
tossing out
talk.
the challenge for you. She says, "Do you think a nurse would make a great politician?"
You know, I do. I do.
Hmm.
Because we know so much about people. We know what the people want. We know how to take care of people. And a lot of times, what's best for the people, and not from a dollar sense, from a
So it's going to be
personal
Kimberly
human
for
sense.
president in 2028 then.
Yeah, no. Dude, the hell no. I don't even watch the news. Oh my God, I don't even watch the news. My parents watch it like crazy, and I'm like, I haven't watched the news since the freaking hurricane. I'll get on the news and watch the regular TV when the hurricane comes through. That's the last time that is the last time I watched the news. Other than when I just came here home and they watch CNN, God, Fox News, whatever the other ones are. I remember they watched like 2 or 3 of them. I'm like, oh my God, how can you guys watch this crap all the time? It's so depressing and bleh. And they're like, oh, I can't believe you don't watch the news. You need to watch the news. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm getting along just fine without knowing nothing. Doing just
You could either
fine.
be happy or informed. It's hard to do both.
Exactly. Exactly. And if it's important, somebody would tell me. I'll just leave it at that. Shit.
Oh, well, that was fun.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. Is
Mm.
it already an
I don't know.
hour? Crap.
I'm like, you answer every question so fully. I actually run out of the ability to have a follow-up question.
I'm sorry. I talk too much. See? This is why I get comment
No,
banned.
it's not
Because I'm a
talking
shut
too much.
up.
It's you know how to answer a question to its completion. That's a good thing. Do you know how many people just
Well,
like,
thank you.
give you those two-worded answers and then you're like crying news out of them like a gotta take a crowbar and crack them open.
Mm, not this
Openness is
girl.
probably why you shine so bright.
No. And it's funny because as a kid, every report card I ever got, and I kind of busted myself out here, but every report card I got, it said, talks too much to others. Talks too much. Talks too much. Every class, every teacher would say that. I couldn't help it. I've always been a social butterfly. So I'm not going to change. I'm going to keep being me. And I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I get that. And I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable in my skin. So,
Oh, you're a whole pot of tea for me. I'm loving it.
oh, thank you.
I
Thank you.
drink you for
And
shade.
did anybody notice that Ken is shaved? Did anybody notice? Look at
Oh yeah, I'm
show
so
him your
pretty.
beard. And he's like all shaved. Yeah.
I haven't put on a tie for you.
Oh my God, he even put on a tie. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so flattered.
Well, that's the quality you get at the humanoid typhoon versus the chit chat show. No t-shirts and ball caps.
I don't have any. I don't have any. But I do love the chit chat show. I do
We got
love
we
the
got
chit chat show.
style. We don't need flair.
I love him. I love him. I love the Cassidy show. I love all of it. And Cassidy and I are meeting tomorrow. What? Yeah, we're meeting tomorrow. I'm so excited. We're gonna have to take pictures.
Oh,
I
you're
told
like
her I
meeting. You're like going straight up like,
yeah, yeah. She's
oh, you're
here in
gonna get a big old
Michigan.
Cassidy hug.
I'm gonna give her a big ass hug. You know I am. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about it. It's always nice to meet your LinkedIn connections in person, and put a face to the name. That's always rewarding, I think.
There you go. I'm a little too far north for the majority of you.
I'm sorry. Well, we're here now, so I'm sending you a hug.
Oh, you'll make me blush. So, if I'm allowed to point out some of the amazing aspects of your life, uh, you were posting this morning about your son getting married this weekend. Are you
Yeah,
excited?
my son. Yes, oh my God, I'm so excited. So he's getting married on Saturday, and they gave me the job to find the song for him and I to dance to. Gave it to me months ago, right? Yeah, here we are 2 days before. Dude, I've listened to so many songs. Oh my God. And you'll listen to one, you'll start listening to it, and you think, oh, this is it. I really like this one. And then it will say something like the Reba McEntire one I really liked. He's got, oh, I look into his brown eyes. Well, fuck, he doesn't have brown eyes. He has blue eyes. Well, that's not it. And another one, and another one, and another one. So, yeah, I put the post out today asking people to help me. And Shelby, God love her. Shelby gave me a whole list of them. You gave me one, and then Dr. Nicholas Crow gave me some. Oh, God. So there were several other
Who's the
people.
one that gave
Josh
you the
popped
winner?
in.
Who gets the crown for giving you the winner?
I don't know because I had the ones that I decided on, like already like in my head. I really like the Sublime, or not Sublime, Simple Man by Shinedown. I really liked that one when I first heard it. And I've been to a Shinedown concert, so I really like that song. And
Oh, there
then
you
the other one was My Wish by Rascal Flatts, and I've seen Rascal Flatts. I love that song. So I thought I decided on Simple Man. I'm like, yeah, I like that one. It's going to happen. So I played that one for my mom this morning. And then she's like, just looking at me. I'm like, okay, here's Rascal Flats. What do you think of this one? Oh, that one's much better. Much better. So when I listened to that one again, I was like, okay, that probably is a little bit better. So that's what I went with. So winner, winner, chicken dinner, Rascal Flats.
I mean, I still have my own personal bias. I thought the Adele song would have been like a way better song, but like I said, I have a bias.
I listened to it, and thank you for sharing it. I listened to it, and I was like, eh, not feeling
Just
it.
didn't click.
Just I didn't feel it, so I was like, yeah, no. Thanks, Kenneth, but no. And then
Yeah, it was
freaking
more of a
Josh
song about
tells
him
me,
being
like, who let the
born, I guess.
dogs out? Josh,
Yeah,
who let
well,
the
that's
dogs out?
Josh being
Really?
Josh. Let's be fair. Well, if he's telling the truth, he said he DM'd you better music than that.
I don't know. I'd have to look in my DM. I probably missed it.
Oh, Josh, calling it out.
I don't know. Wait a minute.
Busted.
Hold on. Let me look. Let me look. Now I feel bad if
We
he
are coming
did.
up on the end of our hour, though. And I
Okay.
want to thank you immensely for joining me tonight. It has been an absolute pleasure. I don't get to talk to too many beautiful women, so thank you so much for being here.
He sent me the bastard sons, dedicated it to his wife at their reception. So
Yeah, okay.
I
So
didn't
Josh is
get,
a bit of a softie.
yeah, so it was a song that he dedicated to his wife. So yes, he did send me one. He did. So he did not tell a lie.
All
I
right,
just didn't
we
see
can
it.
forgive him that. But as I was saying though, I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you for being here. And the stories, the tears, the laughs.
Yeah.
You definitely have a quite a roller coaster to you, and an hour is not enough time.
Dude, no, no, you're gonna need a lot of time for my life. But anyway, no, this was so much fun, and I appreciate everybody that came. And I'll have to go back and read the comments because I didn't read any of the comments. I was too busy talking to you. So,
You're in it for a treat because there's a lot of praise for the most beautiful lady that we have on tonight.
oh, you guys are loving. Love you.
And of course, I just want to remind everybody I work on tips because I won't be able to do this without starvation at some point. So pop out and for the Ko-Fi, make sure you tip your waiter, enjoy your waitresses, have a wonderful weekend, and we're going to see you next week on Not Quite Humanoid Typhoon live.
Yes. Bye, everybody.
Oh, there we go. I forgot to press the button.